Hello fellow collectors, just a very quick intro before we get into the video. I just want to let you know that recently I had the absolute pleasure of speaking with Nathan Jones as he had me on his Film Journey series, over on his channel, specifically Blu-rays with Nathan Jones. It was a really wonderful conversation and I am incredibly grateful that he included me in the series. There is a link in the description of this video, so please do go check it out. Hello fellow collectors, I hope you're all doing very well. Today I have a monthly haul video for you, which I think is actually the first one that I've done since last September. If you followed my channel at all this year, you might know that I took a bit of a break from collecting at the beginning of the year. I really wanted to have 2 months where I bought nothing new, and in my head I was also kind of hoping to not buy anything new for March either, but as you can clearly see in front of me, I didn't quite achieve that last one. I am thankful to report though that I did actually manage to make it through the first 2 months of the year without any new purchases, and it felt pretty great to achieve that goal. March was the first month where I did start to pick up a few titles again, which I'll take you through today, and also made a few pre-orders as well. The big one being that 3 Colours trilogy release from Curzon, which is due later this month, and which I cannot wait to get my hands on. Coming off a bit of a collecting break, I spent a good deal more time trying to think a bit more carefully about what I did want to buy, and definitely whittled down the titles to what I hope is a more reasonable number. I do want to make a video about coming back into collecting, which hopefully I will do at some point later this month. But anyway, that's more than enough of my rambling to begin with, so let's get right into the titles I picked up in March. The first and only sort of impulse buy from me this month is the new 4K release of The Virgin Suicides from Studio Canal, which I picked up a few weeks ago when I was in FOP. You might know that this is one of my absolute favourite films, and I was delighted when they announced that they were doing a 4K of it, as we didn't get the Criterion release here in the UK. And actually from what I've read, this one might have a better picture quality too, though I will say I definitely prefer the artwork on the Criterion release. But very much looking forward to revisiting this one when I get a chance. Next we have the Criterion release of La Vérité. I've been wanting to pick up a few more of Henri-Georges Clouzot's films, as I have loved everything that I've seen from him so far. And we did have a bit of a Criterion sale during March, so I absolutely jumped on this one. I've only seen Brigitte Bardot in L'Umm'd so far, so I'm very keen to see more films from her as well. Unlike his others that I've seen, I don't think this one will be a suspense thriller, but more a courtroom and I'm assuming maybe flashback sort of film, but very much looking forward to checking this one out as well. And then we've got the big Jacques Demy box set from Criterion as well. I've had my eye on this one for a good long time now, and after missing the opportunity to get it last December when it dropped in price, I was delighted that it happened to drop in price again during March, and this time I definitely didn't want to miss out. I'm about halfway through at the moment and very much enjoying what I'm seeing. Bay of Angels so far has definitely been the standout, but very much looking forward to getting into the Young Girls of Rochefort, Donkey Skin and Une Chambre en Ville. Moving on, I grabbed a few Curzon titles as well. Having really been enjoying their cinemas lately, I thought I'd grab just a few of their Blu-rays too, and I really like the change in style that they've gone with. These ones I think certainly look leaps and bounds better than their old packaging, though annoyingly they do still have the backwards titles on the spines for some reason. The first one was actually my very first film purchase of 2023, and it's Official Competition, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. It was hilarious and just a great commentary on filmmaking, including the sort of pretentiousness as well as money-grabbingness of it all. Really great performances all around in this one as well, just a really enjoyable watch. I also went for Funny Pages, which unfortunately I did not really like at all. It looked great from what I'd seen and read, as I saw a review saying it had a lot of qualities similar to Daniel Clowes and Ghost World, which I do love, but unfortunately, having watched this one, I don't really think that it does. I believe the Safdie brothers also produced this, which was certainly another thing in this film's favour, but yeah, for me, unfortunately, this one was quite a letdown. I also picked up Paris, Texas. I think I saw this one originally probably at least a year ago, and I've been wanting to revisit it ever since then. Curzon did release this massive and very expensive Wim Wenders set, which I did and ah about, but in the end I've decided that it's just way too much money, so I think I'll get the individual titles that I'm interested in. This one is thoughtful and moving and a real journey of a film with some brilliant performances as well. It's one that really stays with you, as it clearly has done for me for at least a year, so I'm really glad to have the opportunity to revisit it. And then last of the Curzon titles is The Quiet Girl. If you watched my best films I watched in January video, you'll know that this one was my favourite that I saw in January. And yeah, I just had to get it as soon as I had the chance. It's absolutely wonderful and just another very moving film. Then we have a couple of titles from umm'd, both with these lovely slipcovers. I saw both of these films back in December, and these again were just ones that I had to pick up as soon as I was able to. I was very lucky to get a £15 voucher in February, and so when I was back to buying films again in March, I immediately spent it on Decision to Leave, and actually managed to drive my car, which you can see on the back, for only £8, which is an absolute steal in my opinion. I talk a little bit more about these in my video of the best films I watched in December, but these are both absolutely top tier. Decision to Leave is gorgeously shot and incredibly compelling, and despite the runtime of about 3 hours for Drive My Car, it absolutely flies by with a captivating story and excellent performances. I'm absolutely delighted to have picked up both of these. And the last stack that we've got here is all titles that I picked up during Indicator's most recent sale. Going into it, there were just a couple that I was hoping to get, but after watching Chris Mohan's live streams that he did with Solitary Ronin, where they talked a lot about various Indicator titles, I came away with a good few more recommendations, and so I definitely blame them for getting more than I was planning to. The first one I picked up is Madigan, which I got pretty much solely based on the strength of its incredible cast with Henry Fonda and Richard Widmark, who is an actor I really enjoy. If anyone has seen PTU, one of Johnny To's films, then I think this one has a fairly similar premise, and I do wonder if Madigan might have actually been the main inspiration behind it. Next is Eve. I've been really enjoying going through some of Jan Moreau's films recently, thoroughly enjoying her performances, and so I was really happy to get this one, and also very keen to see my first film directed by Joseph Losey. Next is The Chalk Garden, a film directed by Ronald Neame. I will say that I have had this one in my basket on previous sales, but this time I actually decided to go for it and grab it. And then Bartleby, which sounded really interesting when the chaps were discussing it, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing what this one is all about. And then last but not least, we have the Pamini Organisation films with Hunted Assassin and Moments. This set I've had my eye on definitely since they first announced it. I think this sort of release kind of sums up why boutique labels are just so wonderful. Taking lost films, restoring them, and then giving them a much wider release so we can all have the opportunity to experience them. I'm very much looking forward to what these have in store for me. And well, that's everything that I picked up in March. I'm pretty happy with my first monthly haul of 2023. I think I'm definitely going to try to get a few more of the newer Curzon releases, as they seem to be on a bit of a roll with the titles that they're putting out at the moment. Though I will say the releases themselves are a little bit bare bones. I'm also going to try to get some more Mubi releases as well. A friend of mine, Sam, has inspired me with his passion for the Mubi titles, and I'm a big fan of their streaming service already, so hopefully I can pick up a few more of their physical Blu-ray releases as well. And well, that's everything from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.